Let's talk about Blossoms of Power and my first impressions. I've currently watched 11 episodes. I think 18 episodes are now out. What can I say? I have a job. It has been quite a journey in terms of my thoughts and feelings towards this drama. So I will be talking about this drama to you guys in three parts: what I disliked, first for a change, what I like, and then my expectations going forward. My name is Intiano. If this is your first time here, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. On this channel, I go by the Chronic Reader and we talk about books and sometimes dramas like we're doing today. Blossoms of Power is a historical Chinese drama that is currently airing on WeTV. I think this is to have a total of the 6 episodes. The lead cast, we have Meng Zi and He Yu. They've collaborated before. I think this is their third collaboration, which is great. It provides for great chemistry between the actors, and there's some side characters. We have Lindsay. I forget the other people's name, but I promise you guys I know them. I know we have that Jeremy guy, the second lead that was in Lai Wei Ming, and some other people whose names I cannot remember. It's pretty much a cast of familiar faces. Primary plot for this story, we are following Shen Shihe, played by Meng Ziyi. When the story starts off, there is a noble woman called Gu Qingji, if I'm not mistaken, and she dies. 3 years later, somehow she is reincarnated into the body of Shen Shihe. So Shen Shihe's original identity, she is a princess from the northwest. So her father is in charge of the northwest, and she's come to the imperial capital to choose a prince for unification and marriage for the betterment of the kingdom. You know how it goes. Yeah, we are trying to unite military power with imperial power so that the military has incentive not to overturn imperial power. She has quite a number of princes to choose from. So we have the crown prince, we have the fifth prince, we have the seventh prince, we have the sixth prince, and we have the I've forgotten what number that guy is. I think he's the second prince. That's what this drama is about. We follow Shanshiha as she chooses her husband and tries to take a stand, make a name for herself in the imperial city, I guess, whatever that entails. My first thoughts about this drama were not particularly pleasant thoughts. I mean, at first I thought it was really pretty. I was not particularly impressed with the martial arts because, first of all, I'm not an action impressed per se. Sometimes when the action is like fast paced and I can barely see or comprehend what is going on, I can get like a thrill from that, some adrenaline rush. But yeah, that doesn't really happen in this drama. It's like very choreographed. I can count every single step between them whenever there is like a martial art, action, sword fight, whatever kind of fight scene going on in this. So I wasn't impressed. I thought it was pretty at first, and the only strength this drama has right now is the fact that we get to see the beauty that is Meng Ziyi on our screen, plus the face card, quote unquote, of all the other princes that she has to choose from. And like everybody in this drama is so pretty. It started to feel a bit pretentious to me. In the first 2 episodes I was watching, every single person that came in was such a feast to the eyes. But given the fact that I was not particularly impressed with the story, it kind of made me look at it with disdain a little bit. So let's talk about why I was not impressed. The first and foremost reason is the fact that it lacks conviction for a lot of things. So first of all, we have a female lead, the FMC Shanshiha slash Gu Chengji, being just very convenient in a way that makes no sense, that presents no atom of feeling like, oh, these people want you to be convinced with the story. I felt really looked down on because it felt like they were just thinking it's Meng Ziyi, it's her use, so people are going to be seated regardless. And I did not like that because even till now, actually, I don't really have a reason to care about Shashiha as a character or the character that she currently is. I've seen comments that try to explain the body swap, whatever. They're like, in the original novel, the main character we end up with is Shanshiha with Guqingji's memories and still Shanshiha's memories. Two of them merged together and we have one new identity. But first of all, that doesn't really apply because there are so many moments in this drama thus far where you see Shanshiha worried when she has to meet a person from Shanshiha's life, and then in those moments you kind of see Shanshiha's memories kind of like coming back to her in those moments. So for the drama, I'm willing to mostly bet that what we have is mostly Guchenje, and then when it's convenient, she gets memories of Shanshiha's life to help her progress forward. So, like I said, the convenience of it all. But what's even more frustrating about this, given the fact that this is a show centered around her, is that I have no reason to care. First of all, I have no reason to care about Guchenji. I don't know anything about this woman. The first time I saw her, she was ending her life, and that was it. And then the first time I also saw Shanshiha, her life was also ended. And then we just have this new character that is giving us really nothing. She's really cool, calm, composed, and I guess it can be cool girl crush vibes. But also, I don't know Gochengje, I don't know Shanshiha. I have no reason really to root for this person. Why should I be interested in this story of this woman? Take for example stories that have done things like this. The double, she takes on a new identity, and before she takes on that new identity, we get to see what her first identity was like. We get a story as to why we should care now that she's back. Even when she comes to take on this new identity, the person whose identity she takes on is not just a random person. We also get to see the story of that person and get to empathize. But for this, we get a situation where the first time we meet these two women that eventually become one, they are dying, and we don't really get anything else about them whatsoever. And it's just a bit jarring because I remember watching the first episode and I was just thinking to myself, I'm sorry, this could be any random person. I don't really care. What is the motive? What is the reason why I should sit and care about this woman and her marriage prospects? Thus far, no reason other than the fact that this character is played by Mongse. Yes, obviously, the reason I was able to sit through this drama for as long as I sat through it to get to where I am currently is because I just really wanted to keep on looking at her. She's really pretty. Okay, but feeling like that was the idea behind the laziness, behind the character construction, just it gives me the ick. Serious. The second point of lack of conviction for this drama is the crown prince. So from the promotions and everything that is going on, it's so clear that she's going to end up with the crown prince. And that presented this very boring dynamic when she was meeting the other princes, because every single time another prince came up, I could not even bring myself to care once again about the interactions we have, because I'm just like, this is leading nowhere. If you want to see a drama that has done something similar, but I cared about it, lost you forever, still the same situation. I mean, this one, she's not going directly to choose a prince. And I think for the most part, for people that had read the novel, you knew who she was going to end up with. It did not take away the fact that when she had interactions with the other men, it was interesting. You could see a bit of tension. You could see how there could be conflict in her choosing. But I don't know, something about this felt so flat. The interactions with all the other people was this, let's make them as bad as possible to make our male lead stand out. It doesn't provide the excitement you would think you would get from a drama about a woman choosing between 5 or 6 princes for a husband. And the way they're so eager to disqualify these men as well, just piling all these bad things on them. In that manner, it feels like they were doing too much to set the stage up for the crown prince, the main character that is supposed to end up with her. So I really wasn't looking forward to Xiao Huayong, played by Yu, in this. I just thought that we would get a very flat character. You know, a question I always like to ask. Is he a green flag or does he have no personality to him? Yeah, I wasn't really looking forward to getting to know this character. But then it was made worse because this character comes into the scene, and 1 minute he's observing and distrustful of FMC, and the next minute he is down bad for her. And I'm just like, when did we get here? How did we go from him watching her in the mountains, trying to gauge who she is as a person, to just outright thinking everything she does is cute and adorable? I think we missed quite a number of scenes in between. I didn't really see any progression. Even now in later episodes, we have her family members questioning him, like, you just knew her for a month or two. Why are you so in love with her? And I'm like, I would also like to know. Actually, I really would like to know. It feels like too much of a caricature to me to take it seriously. In Namana, I really wasn't having this drama when I first started watching it. It also did not help that the political aspect was very annoying. You know, when I watched the double, I complained about this same thing where the characters will plan, tell us their plans, and then we'll see the plan being put into action and working. Like, where is the excitement in that? You tell us your plan from two different angles. Like, the FMC says her plan for this one thing, and so coincidentally, the MMC is planning towards the same thing, and he says his plan, and eventually, the rest of the episode is watching those things they have told us play out. You see how boring that sounds. First, the repetition is redundant. That's the point I'm trying to make. And then the female lead, every single thing was uncovered by her nose. This is where we get to the things I really like about this, because now, if nothing changes, or at least if things continue progressing in the direction they are progressing, I might really enjoy this drama. Even though for the most part I'm not convinced about the story, I might really enjoy this drama, okay, because I complained about not understanding how the Crown Prince came to like the FMC. Well, it was funny and cute. It was endearing. I'm just a girl at this point. What could I do? At first, I was like, I don't know why you're really doing this. But then the more I see him doing these things, the more I'm just like, oh, this is really cute. And then also sometimes when there is like a back and forth between him and his personal guard or his personal servant. That's funny. It was really interesting just to see his antics in regards of his feelings towards her. It wore me down, I have to say. That is the reason currently I think if you ask me about this drama, I will tell you to watch it. I think the Crown Prince is very endearing. His thoughts towards her and just the way he acts towards her. I can't really hate him for it, even though I don't really get why he's doing it. He's doing something that just has me in a weak spot. I have no defenses against, because it'd be different if he was this cold person and then both of them are kind of like scheming together, like was the case with for the most part with the double. But he's not really like that. Okay, he has this personality that is very easy to just accept, and I guess it's a strength of his character. Kind of just lulls you into this false sense of relaxation. Yeah, even though you have your hackles up about this thing, look how cute what this character is doing is. And then also the obvious contrast between her very cold, cool, aloof personality and his goofy personality. Obviously, it works. It works every time. Grumpy Sunshine. Yeah, that's what it is. Can I complain? I mean, they have the formulas down to a T. They may have skipped a few steps, but they got to the answer eventually. How she's just like, I'm using you for, this thing that you can provide to me. And he's just like, if you don't return my feelings, it's because I haven't done enough. And I'm just like, okay, you got me there. The OSTs I think are really cute. They really suit the situations they are playing against. Really atmospheric. The drama adds so much layers to these important scenes. They work well. I think they are doing exactly what they are supposed to do. It's a pretty drama, despite my reservations at the beginning. The side characters are so interesting. I know everybody likes these side characters. I also love the girl that is cross-dressing as a male and the upright male officer that she ends up with. It's just a cute situation. From the first time they interacted with each other, sparks were going off everywhere. That's what I like so far about this drama, and it has been enough to convince me to keep watching this drama. But I will say that now that I feel like I've settled into a place of like compliance, the word is on the screen. with this drama, I still feel like I have certain things I expect to see from this story progression going forward. Otherwise, I can easily just fall back into just being like, I don't care about this. I don't see why I should care about this, because now that I have sat with it, I've looked past quite a number of things that I think are very serious issues. I have seen some other lines that I could be particularly interested in. So the first is the relationship between our FMC and her husband. So I don't know if I said this, but Guchinji, the character that I think is the main person inside the female character's body now, was married to the fifth prince. And I really want to see how that is resolved. I think it's really interesting thus far, especially because they have not really portrayed her ex-husband, for lack of better word, as a bad person yet. I mean, he did get married to her despite her not loving him. But then again, the crown prince is also willing to get married to Shanshiha, even though she has explicitly told him that she doesn't love him and this is purely business political alliance for her. It's not that much of a difference, because even as you watch later down the line, there is this whole clarification for Guchengji's character where it was like, if she really wanted to get out of the marriage, she would have gotten out of it. But it's almost the same as you, like almost the same as what the FMC is doing now, where she has responsibility to protect like the Northwest by getting married and assuring the emperor that her family would not go rogue despite their military power. It's the same thing because Guchengji, who she was before she died, got married to this fifth prince because she wanted to protect her family. So even though they got married under those circumstances, we can't really say he's a bad person, because otherwise we would have to be equally implying that the crown prince is a bad person, because he just seemed really utterly devoted to her, went so far as deceiving the emperor for her sake. So I want to see how that is resolved. Honestly, I hope they make it wholesome, to be honest, because I kind of feel, Loki, I feel so bad for him, because it's just like he just wants his wife, even though everyone's like, oh, he's crazy and stuff like that. It's like, can you really blame the man? Can you really blame the man? Because so far I haven't seen anything, particularly bad he has done. He is guiding against the FMC thus far, to protect his younger brother. So I also don't think he is doing like something outrageously villainous or even villainous at all, if I'm being honest. So I really want to see how that progresses. And then now there is this situation as well between the fifth prince and the seventh prince, who are blood brothers of the same mother. The seventh prince is like the official second lead in this drama. So now there is a situation between them where they are both equally interested, or not equally, but they are both interested, at least in terms of thinking of the main character Shenshiha as a wife. They are both interested. So they started off this drama showing off like a really close bond between these two brothers, but now could they fight over a woman? How is that going to go? I'm really interested in that as well. I really hope they don't just gloss over it or just like do something absolutely silly with these two things I've told you guys, because currently it's so important to me. It's probably more important to me than how the story between the main couple is going to go thus far, actually. Having said that, I am really interested in seeing Shanshiha's progression, because thus far she feels like a blank slate. Like, she's really cool, mind you. She's very direct. If you mess with her, she's not going to go behind your back and do backhanded scheming. She will directly, in front of you, in front of everybody, deal with you and tell you, this is exactly what you tried to do to me, and so I am just giving you a taste of your own medicine. She's not subtle about it. She's not trying to hide her mouth, like we say here. I like that. It's like a breath of fresh air. Usually what people like to see, or what they like to portray actually, is people that take pride in being scheming. And I like that she doesn't particularly go that route. You try to trip her up and she dodges, she trips you up in return. You try to hurt her and she survives, she hurts you back in return. Whether there is an audience, there is no audience, she's just like don't mess with me, don't mess with me. I'm not the one to be messed with. Like, let me be. Okay. I like it so much. I really, really like it. But I just think that there is only so much chemical reactions, for lack of better word, we can get from her personality and the crown prince's personality when it comes to their relationship. So obviously when you indulge the grumpy sunshine trope, the fun part of it is watching the grumpy counterparts become less grumpy. So what I'm looking forward to is to seeing Shanshi her begin to care more or begin to put more emotional weight. I just think it would not carry well for so long if all the emotional weight or the emotional burden for their relationship is placed only on one character. I feel like it gets to a point where obviously they need to share it equally for the sparks to keep flying. Otherwise, it just gives this one sided love. I really want to see her falling in love with the prince, even though we did not get the prince falling in love with her. But I really want to see that process for her. I don't want it to just be a situation of, oh, she just woke up one day and suddenly realized that she was in love with him. Like, that would piss me off. Like, you already did that with the crown prince. Like, I imagine they set up her character in this way for us to see some nice character development. Development in the sense that she probably already has all she needs when it comes to strategy, when it comes to logic, when it comes to being cool headed. So let us see her lose her composure for a bit. I mean, obviously, we have to talk about the crown princess poisoning. This is a spoiler. If you've not watched this drama, if you've not watched, I think, up to episode 4, this part of this drama, I'll put a timestamp where you can skip. But when they told the crown prince that the emperor is the one that poisoned, they didn't say the emperor is the one that poisoned you. They said the one that gave you the thing that poisoned you is the one that poisoned you. So because it was the emperor that fed him the cherries that day and whatever, I believe it. I believe it because I feel like it was brought up and then it was dismissed way too easily. I really want to believe it is the emperor that is behind because it's very suspicious to me. I feel like the emperor is too kind to him, despite the fact that he could possibly die before the emperor even. I mean, I know they showed that they had a nice bond between them when they were young, but I'm so suspicious. I don't want to believe it. And I feel like I'm going to be very happy if it's the Emperor. He doesn't seem to me like a good person, and I really want him to be the villain because then that will make me so happy. These are my thoughts on Blossoms of Power. If you are enjoying it, let me know. Let me know the reasons you are enjoying it. If you are not enjoying it, let me also know the reasons you are not enjoying it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Till then, bye.